My son gets so like he's hella mad at M. Like he doesn't like he loved Eminem, and now he's like,
Oh my God, is that San Pellegrino?
yes. Why? Is it bad? Is it so bad?
Oh my God, let's see if I can find it. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
Oh
Oh
God,
my
am I gonna?
goodness.
I'm so thirsty. Okay,
Oh my goodness. Let me
so
see.
bad.
Oh my God. I don't know if I saved it or not. Oh my God.
Oh God. And Nestle is shit. I know Nestle's shit.
I don't know if this is it exactly because it's in a different language.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Graphene oxide in San Pellegrino,
Oh,
though.
Wir testen das mit einem
oh, it's getting translated, I
Edens-Gerät,
think.
wo wir die Leitfähigkeit
Can you see
überprüfen
it?
können. Je tiefer der Wert, desto besser.
I have one of those.
Optimal wäre zwischen 0 und 90 Mikrosiemens. Wir schalten das Gerät ein. Jetzt haben wir Parts per Million. Wir messen aber in Mikrosiemens und drücken den mittleren Knopf. Das ist die Bezeichnung für Mikrosiemens. Das Rezünsor hat einen Wert von
This is not the same one that I saw.
I have one of those things.
1508.
It came with this water purifier
So,
that I
jetzt
have
hat sich
that
das Ganze abgesetzt. Und jetzt schauen wir mal, wenn wir da irgendetwas an
He had a magnet.
Graphenoxid findet im Wasser. Das
Yeah,
Rezünsor
that's it.
magnet. I can do something with
So,
You
magnet.
can see it. Look,
auf der linken Seite und rechts unser Nestle-Wasser
I don't know
San
if
Pellegrino.
they get big for you.
Yeah, I can see it. That's wait, but what is it
Da
doing?
beim Rezünsor,
Oh, shit.
da tut sich nichts.
Okay.
Passiert
That's
nichts. Schauen wir mal da beim San Pellegrino.
Yeah. What's at the bottom though?
Was tut sich denn da?
I don't know because I can't understand him. But whatever that shit is at the bottom of that one, it doesn't do that.
Da sieht aber nicht gut
He's
aus.
like comparing the two.
It does a little bit. Some
No, it didn't. Look at that.
Aber nicht nett.
that's yeah, no, it didn't do that. Come on. That's disgusting. But how is it but Pellegrino doesn't have that in it in here. It's like
That's what he's saying. It has it in it.
I know,
Yeah.
but it's not black. Like I can't look and see the black, you know?
Right.
I'm wondering what he did to make it show up.
Oh, to make it show up? I don't know.
Look at the reflection. Is that the reflection? It looks like I do not like that. I do not like it. I do not like it.
Hä? So sieht das aus. Und wem gehört denn San Pellegrino wem? Dann mal schauen. Ja, was steht denn da drauf? Nestle Waters.
He said Nestle.
Alles klar, hä?
Nestle, that's what I just said. Yeah, it's like
Also,
ill.
was heißt
I
das
know
für
better.
euch?
I mean,
Nestle-Produkt unbedingt meiden. Sie vergiftet uns mit den Nestle-Produkten. Man
Doesn't
sieht es ja
sound-
da. Hä? Und
Yeah,
sonst
he
hätte ich
keeps
gerne mal
saying
eine
Nestle
Erklärung, was
product,
das für
Nestle
ein
product.
Scheiß soll sein.
Nestle and DuPont, just I've read the most about those two companies, and that's how those two things should prove to anybody beyond any shadow of a doubt that this reality is not what they say it is, because there is no reasonable situation that any provider of sustenance would have to give us that much poison. There's so much poison. They get indicted. I mean, not indicted. I'm sorry. They pay fines back to the government for it. They've been found guilty hundreds of times, I'll say. And they just go right back to it. And it's fine. Just put in the baby food, and then
More
Nestle goes.
to pay the lawsuit than it is to make the food better.
Oh yeah. This was such a devastating experience for me. And it seems so petty, but it really brought things together. And that was that ginger ale has no ginger in it. And I couldn't understand how it had no ginger in it, because it said made with real ginger. And the commercial was a lady in a field of ginger with the thing. And I was like, how, like, what part of the game is that? Like, you can just lie in advertising. And apparently you cannot. But like you said, it's cheaper. Yeah, they actually put money aside in the budget for it. So they just pay the fines, move it from and then the people get paid. You know, we're all included in these lawsuits again. I mean, you know, not again, but all of them, like all the new bank ones and all the things. And so you may get up to $5 if you saved all your receipts over the past, 15 years. The attorneys, of course, get 60 something million, and then all the people split the other portion. But that's, up to $5 if. It's just so foul. That's dirty. It's dirty business. It's dirty law.
I didn't mean to get us off on a tangent.
Right. But that's deep. I'm hella thirsty, but I'll just be thirsty.
I saw that San Pellegrino and I was just like, oof.
Yeah, I'm good.
I just seen it. You know what I'm saying? And the only way I could find it, I had to find another. It's not even in English. I couldn't even find it in English. So.
See, the internet is broken. That's
I got it up so I can make sure I get it and screenshot it or some shit so I can, save it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I use now? You download anyway, but there's a program called Clip to Grab. Have you heard of that? Mm-hmm. It downloads everything so easily. Like I don't have that experience with many programs, but it's so smooth. And from TikTok, YouTube, what doesn't it download? Twitter, anywhere. I haven't had it say no one time. It's a great program.
Okay.
He's downloading everything now because the internet is so gone.
Yeah.
I am back. I went to go pick a lemon from my tree.
Okay.
Filtered my water. Huh? Yeah.
Okay. That's crazy, right?
Blueberries. Yes, it's good. And I'm not gonna lie and say it wouldn't be better with the San Pellegrino, but I'm not doing it.
Better is relative, I suppose.
Yeah, is it worth it?
I'm sorry.
It's graphene that's FDA approved.
I hate taking your joy. You know what I'm saying? But fuck, I had to tell you.
I'll get over it, and I appreciate it. I'd rather know.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to be a killjoy. That's another thing about, putting this stuff out there. It's really, it's a difficult.
Unenjoyable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna eventually have to talk about, the stuff like, the Pizzagate stuff and things like that, because you have to. Yeah, and that stuff is.
All right, but the Kanye thing, we're gonna start like this here.
Should I give a disclaimer right?
Okay, so Kanye wore a White Lives Matter shirt during the Yeezy show, and the internet lost their minds, right? He up there with Candace Owens, like anybody should care about that, right? And he says, everyone knows that Black Lives Matter was a scam. Now it's over. You're welcome.
Okay, real quick, you can't hear that track in the background?
I don't hear it. Not, you know what? It's not distracting.
It's like old 70s sounding song. Listen.
Okay.
And people need to really get hip to that. Black Lives Matter was a scam.
I hear it.
He says, I just want to let everybody know there was also. He says, I just want to let everybody know there was also some fashion this week also. There was a major thing called Fashion Week, which really last month, and there were some very well done, crazy overpriced clothes being shown. It wasn't just about my paradigm shifting t-shirt. Just kidding. My t-shirt on everybody's shows. Nothing happened but my t-shirt. To the Arnos that hire anybody that worked for me. Remember, my one t-shirt took all the attention. Because you're all fucking program sheep, and those boots Gab was wearing were fucking trash. But I'm sure John Legend still wants a pair, and Justin, get your girl before I get mad. When will they learn? And, oh my God, he's right about being program sheep. Why do y'all care about a shirt that says what's obviously true? It's ridiculous. Well, according to the Anti-Defamation League, White Lives Matter is a white supremacist phrase that originated in early 2015, but yet just because you say it's a white supremacist phrase, don't make it a white supremacist phrase. Interestingly enough, Celia Marley wore one also, right? And what she had to say was, the past 24 hours has allowed me to realize that most of y'all are stuck in a hive mind mentality. You do what the group tells you to do and think what the group tells you to think. Witnessing someone break free from the agenda sends you all into such a panic that you will do whatever it takes to force them back into the box that you feel they should exist in. All morale and empathy is eliminated due to the fact that you feel justified by your emotions. The victim becomes the victimizer. You cannot bully me, manipulate me, or coax me into silence, nor will you bully me into being who you want me to be. I don't care how many tweets you make, DMs you send, or articles you write. Throughout all of the chaos, I have yet to speak on my experience. If you know me, you know that nothing I do is without deep thought and intention. Wait till you hear what I have to say. Yeah, I'll be listening. Journalist.
And so in case you didn't know, this ain't news drops on Sundays. That was a clip from my news show. So anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, great show. Great show. So, okay, first disclaimer.
Mhm.
I fucks with Kanye. Like, I fuck with Kanye. He does. I do not believe that he is a traitor to his race and like all the things that they say about him. I don't believe in any of that stuff. I just believe that Kanye is Kanye. The White Lives Matter t-shirt, I think we should talk about a little bit more, because he said on the interview clip that I saw that he did it because it was just a gut instinct, you know? And that I get that. I wonder why he rolled with it though after that, you know? And I wonder, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, well,
Like,
first of all, I don't want this to be about Kanye, because it's not really about Kanye.
right.
What this
But
is about him bringing our attention to something, in my opinion, right? Him shining a spotlight on actually a lot of different things. In my opinion, he highlighted from the behavior of the sheep and the sheep mentality to the fact that white lives really do matter. I mean, it is what it is.
But yeah,
I
I
actually
mean,
had a conversation, not a conversation, but not a conversation, but do you know the company man? Have you ever seen his stuff on YouTube?
oh yeah, but not for a while. That's like last one in the past almost.
Justin Hunt, he does
I remember
really
that.
good stuff. Dang, I forgot. I hate having to look stuff up, but like he does really good stuff. And so I had a conversation with him, in which we sort of talked about it. Let's see. YouTube. Sorry, you gotta give me a second. I forgot I even had this conversation, so I would have had it pulled up already.
See, I think that I personally think that because he's the one that brought this to us, and because his platform is so humongous and so diverse, I feel like it is about Kanye. It is about Kanye, but it is when there's leaders in any form, it's about them because it's their responsibility at this point. And Kanye is the best person to say that about, considering how he feels about responsibility. And I quote, in reference to a water bottle that was left next to him on an airplane. Do you remember that? When he was devastated and he said, I can't believe this is my responsibility now. The water bottle. And people were just going crazy because they were like, that's so, like, you know, that's so whatever.
I don't understand this situation.
Oh, I'm just saying, I'm connecting the fact that he's responsible for bringing us this information, and he's a perfect person to say that about because he feels so intensely about responsibility, and he does take things into these.
Well, see, that's one of the things about me in particular. I can't speak for nobody else. Is I try not to talk about, just like in my news, I try to talk about people. I have this saying: small minds talk about people, average minds talk about events, and great minds talk about it. Right? So what I always try to do to keep us from riding on Kanye's nuts or anything like that. I'm not saying you are, right? So to keep us from doing it is to say, is to figure out what the big idea is behind what he's doing, right?
I mean, he tells it what it is. Like, that seems simple enough, you know? To me, it is.
Who you talking to?
He's telling it what it is.
Who you talking to?
I'm talking to you. Yeah.
I know. I like you talking to me, but I'm talking to.
Okay, sorry.
There you go. Right? Slow down with all the stuff that you know that I know. right?
Mhm.
All right. So anyway, you fucks with Kanye. I think Kanye is he does some things that I think are really great. I think his first two albums, for example, are borderline genius. First two albums, I think. Um, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I don't hear
I really like how he brought back to the game the idea that you didn't have to be a street hustler or whatever. I mean, he's not talking about killing people and all that shit in his lyrics. So I really appreciate that about him. I think some of his newer stuff is I don't enjoy it as much. I'm real beats and rhymes kind of guy. So, you know, Gold Digger was banging, you know what I'm saying? Right.
Did you like
Some of the
Yay?
new, huh?
Did you like Yay?
Yay,
The
what?
album? It's the album of Yay. It's like 6 songs.
I don't know if I know the album. A lot of times I listen to songs as singles or I just listen to songs here and there. So I don't know if I know the album as a work, but I might know specific songs from it.
Um,
But like, check it out. Hold on. But Kanye, he does stuff that's weird too.
right,
That I don't know what he's trying to do.
right. But wait, let me say because I feel misunderstood. So the reason, first and foremost, from Jesus to Obama, say whatever, there's always people put into. I mean, not put into, but some people were born to be on the forefront of information and to help people see or lead them in a way. It's not always positive. Most of the time it's negative, as a matter of fact. And I find that to be very purposeful in the bigger picture of things. And I feel that I can't discount the messenger. I can't discount the messenger. And I think that we as a society don't take very good care of our artists, especially the prolific ones, especially the ones that are, speaking truth and they keep ending up dead. And
I don't.
I'm an artist advocate. I'm
Yeah,
an
I completely. I think I completely disagree with you on that. I think that I don't know that guy. I don't know him. All I know is what I see, and what I see is what they want me to see. So I
except for
don't
when he
know
breaks
him.
through a
Huh?
little bit and then he goes what they call crazy.
Even when he breaks through a little bit, they want us to see that.
I mean,
There's
yeah,
nothing coming through that they don't want us to see. I don't believe that.
I mean, I don't know. I no, I've been on the the production side of that of removing shit in real time to make it. Can you still hear me? I can't tell if my phone cut.
I can still hear you.
Okay, perfect. Um, so yeah, I know that. I see it like I see, I don't know, the trees in the sky because I did production for so long. But with Kanye, I don't necessarily get that, but we can get into that later. I was going to bring something else to the table, but it's Kanye related, so, and I want to still, even though you're probably not going to be very interested in it. I wish I knew what happened to my Zoom. Let's see. There it is. Hi.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna you're not gonna hear me talking about Kanye and what Kanye feels and thinks and shit like that because I don't know the brother. I just don't know. All I can do is sort of speculate on what I see. And I see some, I see some weird stuff. I see some weird stuff. How come
Are you
his
open at all to like the esoteric side of it?
what do you mean?
Like, are you open to, I mean, I don't know if a lot of people know, but all the elite networks deal in esoteric magic and numbers and numerology and astronomy and
Right.
astrology and
Esoteric means
sacrifice.
secret, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So are you open to
I don't know what you mean open to it.
well,
I'm
I
not
mean, you don't want to talk about him at all, but if they're using him as a vessel, whether it is for um
see now my approach to that is there's literally no way for us to know. So I never go there.
well, well, I haven't presented to you the esoteric
Okay, well
side
then
yet.
present to me something that would convince me that I could know that. And I would.
Right. I don't know if I'll convince you, but I think that it's fair to have both sides since we know, and any sort of research into the source of some of these power structures, you would find that there's a lot of, astrology, astronomy, numerology, secret societies, secret everything, hidden hands, that's how they deal. They deal in that stuff, and they believe in magic even if someone else doesn't. They believe in Lucifer even if somebody else doesn't. It doesn't matter really that you don't. It's the powers that be are putting power towards something that can affect you, because that's how human beings, manifest. And this is all just kind of a belief system, not necessarily mine, but I find it interesting and I find it worthwhile to look at that side.
Okay, but aren't there several different esoteric belief systems? There's tons of them, right? I mean, different groups have different.
Yeah, there are. I mean, they all kind of lead back to a similar structure, though. At least the power structure as it stands right now,
Well, every
It's a
power
control,
structure.
it's a control structure. It's control.
Okay. Okay, so every control structure in our current reality is shaped the same way. They're all pyramids.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to follow you what you're saying here. The control structure, every control structure is a pyramid, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm talking in the spiritual realm. You know how people say it's a spiritual war, it's a spiritual battle that we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people that say that have no idea what they're talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most of them don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think most of them have no idea what they're talking about. I mean, when they say stuff like it's going to be biblical and they relish that
No,
thought.
not that. I'm not.
Like, are you kidding me? Like, biblical is crazy. You do not want it to get biblical, right? Yeah,
No, I'm not.
now listen, you're free to do however you do, but like when it comes to me, I'm not gonna speculating on what he thinks and how he feels and shit like that. But I'll show you shit like this and say, what the fuck is this? Watch. So do you remember when he pulled this stunt here?
I don't remember.
He's the morning sun. Sing praises unto God. We lift our voices to God.
So the point really is that some Christians think he was mocking God by pretending to walk on water here. What do you think?
I'll show you the
By thinking the whole walk on water thing. What do you think? I mean, that's weird, right?
well, it's weird, yeah, but what I'm going to show you is a breakdown of what his mind is right now. And to me it makes sense if you buy in, or if if it resonates, you can see, because the mind is a complex thing, and when the people really get into it, like psychologists and even advertisers, whoever, like they mess with the mind because they know that can lead other minds, which is the only thing that is leading anything, at the end of the day. So his mind, I believe, is what is being messed with, and this is what I was going to show you, is that the idea behind that, but it is not proven. It's somebody's reading on him, and it made a lot of sense to me.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess, but as far as I'm concerned, like I really want to hear it, and there may be interesting things to it, but at the end of the day, it sounds to me like it's still speculation.
Oh, it's absolutely, there's no way that, I mean, magic, anything, even spiritual, even faith is still speculation. I mean, it's just faith.
No, I disagree. I don't think faith is speculation. Faith is faith is sort of an understanding and acceptance and a knowing.
Unproven.
Pardon me?
Unproven.
Yeah, but
I love faith. I'm glad for it. I don't think that speculation is bad either, but it seems like you hate speculation, even though.
no, it's not. Yeah, but faith and speculation are totally different things. I have faith that the lights are going to come on when I flip the switch, because every time I flip the switch, the lights come on. Excuse me. Because I paid the bill, right? Because so I don't put faith in things that I have no real information about. Now, as far as speculation, like I never met the guy. I don't know the guy. I don't know his mama. I don't know his family. I don't know his city. I don't know nothing about this guy except this persona. And I'm not willing personally to speculate about the man based on having so little information personally.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, you could take it to, it doesn't have to be about Kanye per se, but it happens to be about Kanye because I believe.
I want to hear what you have to say, because it's not
well, I
just
was going to
about.
tell you something. So.
Okay. We forgot Justin Hunt before you go to Sloan Bella. We're the Justin Hunt. All right. Because I was going to tell you the conversation. Remember, I told you I had a conversation with Justin Hunt.
Yeah, the company man. Mm-hmm.
Since 2000.
I do remember him. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I like his work. He was his point. He was making a point.
2 weeks after that, he wrote and recorded Through the Wire. Okay, he needed reportedly to Rockefeller Records one starry night while leaving a studio session for Beanie Siegel, P.D. Crack, and the Black Eyed Peas. Ye was coming home late when he wrecked his car, crashing into an oncoming vehicle. Reportedly, Kanye West broke his jaw in 3 places. He needed reconstructive surgery. His mouth was wired shut. Then 2 weeks after that, he wrote and recorded Through the Wire, a breakthrough solo single that flipped Chaka Khan's classic into a triumphant anthem, turning a traumatic accident.
Good song, by the way.
Into masterful marketing. Now, this is back in the days when rappers used to brag about getting shot 9 times. So the cocky college dropout who worked at the Gap finally had a headline-worthy life or death situation to go along with his genre-pushing music. And he leaned into it. Through the Wire.
All right, so that's basically his premise. His one of his premises actually is that in some way or another, Kanye marketed his pain to promote himself, right? And you got to watch the piece. I'll try to leave a link in the description so you can watch the entire piece. But I had a conversation. I said this. I said, did Marvin Gaye market his pain? 50 Cent, Patsy Cline. This was a good piece with valid points and criticisms, but it was unfair. It was an unfair characterization. Don't all good artists market their pain? Because you started from the premise that Kanye is doing something wrong, your analysis was skewed. Black folks should be talking about how BLM was a scam, but that seems to escape folks. People would rather talk about Kanye's behavior than their own, I suppose. Also, well, that last part's not important. But he replied and he said, I'm not actually characterizing Kanye as doing something wrong. I'm simply explaining what he's doing, and not every artist markets their pain, and not all pain is marketable, right? And I was like, he may not come out and say it, a little back and forth, but he says Redman, Ludacris, Rakim, I could go on, and there's at least 5 examples of marketing in this pain. I'm saying, man, I think you're walking a fine line. You don't say it, but you know everybody's thinking all good. And we could debate your examples on many levels, but we agree they all have street cred, right? The pain of the streets is what we relate to, like the blues. This genre was blacking something out of nothing but the pain. No struggle, no hip hop. But like you, I don't have all the answers, right? That's what his tagline is. I don't have all the answers. Right?
Yeah.
Right, because I wasn't necessarily arguing with him. I think it's a good piece. I think everybody should check it out, right? If you like hip hop, if you like Kanye, if you don't, right? Check it out. I'm not, no salt on Justin. But also it's the speculation of, I don't know. It's the sort of speculation of this is why someone's speculating on their motivation is it's just hard for me. This is your girl, Sloan Bella, right?
Wait, hold on. Let me say something about what you guys were talking about. I think that I agree with you. Also, it's so different. I believe it's so different. The street, the getting shot and growing up in the streets and in tough situations like that is totally different than a car accident. That's the first thing. The second thing I wanted to say was that it might have fallen out of my head. Oh, the BLM thing. Nobody seems to care, right? Like, it's like,
That's
I mean,
my point, right? He did the piece on Kanye marketing his pain, and nowhere did
right.
This
No
is the
one's talking about Black.
This
Like,
is why
no one found it. Just
exactly.
Sorry.
No, but you're exactly that was exactly my point. No one thought the piece was. I mean, I thought the piece was skewed because he didn't mention the fact that BLM was a scam,
and definitely working off the pain and blood of people's sons out here in the streets, and didn't give it what they did. And I mean, I've put out stuff about this because they didn't even put anything towards the streets, towards the streets. There was no effort put forth whatsoever, and nobody, maybe I feel the same way. Huh?
We'll get back into that, but I would love to see the Black lives that matter to them. Which lives did they change?
It's right? I mean, they put the majority of their money into trans causes, and it's all it's documented, which is not. It's like, do that if you want to. That's fine, but let's not say it's
Matter put their money into trans causes.
Yeah, it's all like it was all trans activism, trans vacations, trans transitioning, all this stuff. It's documented very well on Influence Watch.
Black Lives Matter released their 990 IRS filings. They collected $80 million. Where is that money?
It's not here. Everything looks worse than it was.
Where have you seen that money impacted throughout the city? So my producer just sent me a link. It is just shocking to me because of how much money was raised to think that where he lived, the bills weren't being covered. Super frustrating, but that's a dead end, so. And here's where it gets really interesting. Ready for some BLM pride? Another $200K went to escorts, BDSM workers, strippers, peep show workers, phone sex operators, and webcam performers. And then at that moment, it became personal. And I thought, not only am I going to say the truth, I am going to scream the truth louder than you can scream the lies. It's incredible that the majority of the world hasn't seen this.
Which is just a watchdog for charitable organizations, and they have a full accounting of at least the first 2 years. After that, they got a little bit more discreet with their spending.
Well, not to my knowledge. They're going down, but they're in all kind of trouble right now because of their spending habits. So it just trips me out that nobody's mad at BLM. But I think part of the reason
I think it's pride because they believed him. They showed up.
No, I don't think it's pride. I think it's marketing. I hear what you're saying, but follow me on this. There's a difference between the statement Black Lives Matter and
the corporation
Black Lives Matter. And when you say
it's
Black Lives Matter, what you hear is something that's true. That's right. They named it something that makes you relate to it, even though it's something that goes against.
Absolutely. And that you can't say anything about. You can't. It's taboo. You're not allowed to say that Black lives don't matter. So the marketing behind it is brilliant. It's brilliant and well played. But I was going to write a piece about a while ago, about 6-7 months ago, called "If you don't support Black Lives Matter, do Black lives still matter?" Yes, of course they do. Of course they do. But people are not connecting the two. They're just like, no. And they defend Black Lives Matter like they defended Jussie Smollett. And I'm like, come on, y'all. We could do better. I know we can.
Jesse Smollett, Ahmed Arbery, Joe Biden. I mean, we could go on with the list of
Yeah, exactly. Black
of,
Lives Matter is a big one though, because the whole world showed up. The whole world marched. Like,
right. Right, I know, but if you not the whole world, because if you was watching my news, then you saw this way back in the day. Did you ever see this?
probably, but let me see. It's a trip to the
You go to Black Lives Matter to donate,
oh yeah, the Act
Takes
Blue
you
and all that.
right? Right? Takes you to Act Blue, and you find out Act Blue charities. Where are we going now?
And you know that what is her name? The one, the Renee, you said
2020 cycle. Wait, hold on now. Bam, Bernie, Biden, Elizabeth Warren. They can't. The Democrats
they're a PAC. They're a PAC, and
they can't even. No, listen. What I'm trying to say is that the Democratic Party can't even hang without lying to the people to get funded.
Right.
They have to lie. They have to trick you into funding them. That's crazy, right?
Sidebar. All this funding, what does it go to? Where does it go? All this funding they're so proud that they raised $400 million on their campaign. What does it go to?
Well, they've been buying houses and stuff, apparently.
No, I'm saying what's the official party line for politicians when the donations come in? What is it for? Just
what do you mean?
Explain to me like I'm 5. Okay,
I don't know what you're asking. Be more specific.
Okay, so this political action campaign raised $500 million or whatever for the Clinton campaign, right?
You want to know how the campaign is spending the money?
Yeah, exactly. What is it for? Why do they have to raise so much money? Why is that? Huh?
You got to go look at the campaign to find how they're spending their money.
Okay, I mean, I have, but it just looks like it's a lot of money to just trick people into voting for them. I just don't see why they consider it such a great.
Hold on. What's a lot of money to trick? Okay, you're confused.
Like the money that comes into them that they raise just goes towards more of them pushing their own their own.
Stop saying they, because I don't know who the theys are, so I can't.
Whoever the politician is. Okay, say Clinton.
I'll say so say the same thing, but
uh-huh.
Because I'm not understanding you. So say the same thing, but without using the word they.
I'm asking, when Clinton gets $500,000 or $500 million in for her campaign, where do they tell the people that money? Because they act like it's very, very, like they're like, I raised this much. Where do they tell the people that it's getting spent on? What does it go to? What is it for? Okay, so to my knowledge, that's not usually like a big bragging thing for candidates. They do need to raise money, but they don't necessarily brag about it. Well, they did when it was Trump and Hillary. Well, no, it's often used as a metric for how popular a candidate is, how much money they've raised, right? Right. This much in this quarter. It's used that way, but I've not seen a lot of candidates come out. I raised this much or anything like that, you know. Secondly, you don't remember Trump and Hillary going back and forth about how much their campaigns raised and all that stuff? No. That's the first time I really questioned it. So then also these campaigns, I can't say what all the money is spent for, but I mean, I know a good deal of it is staff salaries, a good deal of it is advertising, a good deal of it is, they spend it to campaign. It's just what they spend it for, Which is just to trick people into voting for them, basically. Okay. Well, no, but I think, I think that, what I showed you with the Black Lives Matter donations going to Democratic nominees, Democratic candidates, that was not a PAC. That was people. Let me finish. Right, but they are. Okay, stop that they are. That's not what I showed you. What I showed you. But that's what BLM is. They are a PAC on paper. They are a PAC. They just didn't tell anybody that. So right. Okay. But we're not, just like they didn't tell anybody that they were Marxist, right? But that's still not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is with that particular app, when you thought you were donating to an organization for Black people, under the table, they were funneling it to the Democratic nominees. And this is how, excuse me, this is how these Democrats
are able to compete. They're lying to they are the racists. They are using black folks. They are the
Yeah, and
racists.
that is the whole, they weaponize trauma because they know that nobody's going to turn away from a dead black kid in the street, like that was unjustly killed.
Turn away from George Floyd.
Right. I mean, look at come
You
on,
gotta
the
be
theatrics around that. And even Nipsey Hussle, like I was like, what is going on? Like, what are we doing? Like people wandering to the funeral to the Staples Center and shit. I was like, this is bananas. Nobody knew this dude. Like it was crazy. Yeah, it's a big, and BLM was right there to pick up all the and you got to think about it too, is that the politicians that streamlined without question all funds to BLM, like they were promoting that, like that was the thing to do to get your karma up. That was the thing that you had to do because you're privileged. That was the thing that you had to do to, make things equitable. And so everybody bought into it because these are our leaders telling us this, and they were streamlining it to one charity without ever getting at us or getting at anybody and being like, you guys want to know what they're about, or you guys want, everybody just blind trusted throwing money at them. And I'm willing to bet that a lot of the bigger corporations that gave money knew exactly what was going on. They knew it wasn't going to where BLM, the perception they gave. I won't even say they ever said they were giving it to black people, because I don't know if they ever did.
Well, Kanye wore the shirt that said BLM is a scam. He wore it with
he wore a shirt that said that? I thought he just said that. I thought it was just White Lives Matter. And
White Lives Matter. I'm sorry. He wore the shirt that said White Lives Matter, which was supposed to, he Instagram said BLM was a scam.
Right. And nobody said shit.
But that was basically the point of the shirt, was to sort of get people to wake up, I think, to it. I think.
No, me too. I think that, but I think there's another step too, because you know how Jewish people don't consider themselves white, and they, like in the Great Replacement theory and things of that nature, Jewish people are outside of the group that we call white, and they're trying to dilute the whites and mix everything up and make them go away too. They are Jewish people are anti-white in those conversations. So I think, and because he's beefing with Jewish people currently all in one clean sweep, that maybe that message was also to them, that white lives matter. Just a thought, possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I think a lot of times when people, especially artists, make decisions like that, there are a lot of times they're spur of the moment, and you just go, like he said, you just go with your gut. You just do what feels right. I mean, most of the times that's really what it's about.
Sometimes his gut is like on some other shit though. Like seriously, he is the one that said that he was gonna marry somebody that had an ass like Serena and have 4 kids and take all their badass to showbiz. I mean, I believe in I have to believe in something besides what what we're given as reality. So I don't know. I listen to lyrics and rants and stuff like that, because there's definitely some gems. I listen to crazy people on the street because there's some gems in there,
You listen,
even if it's just a message from me.
You listen to Sloan Bella.
Yes, I do. Did you get what she was saying before it started echoing? Or you're gonna start it.
Yeah, this is your chick. You love her, right?
I don't know her, but you
starting to sound like me now.
I don't know her. She's always responded though, like when you reach out, but she has always, every time she's done a reading on somebody, it definitely resonates with me. She hasn't done one yet that I'm like, yeah, it's like pretty deep.
They know who you are. Once they know who you are, they place things in front of you in order to distract you. Now, Kanye doesn't get distracted much. He definitely jumps on the bandwagon of whatever he's thinking, and that's for sure. But here's the interesting thing. I literally went into a meditation and asked to show me his energy. What I saw was actually really shocking. I saw Kanye in a cement room, like a jail cell, cement. Nothing on the floor, no bed, no blanket, cold, like solitary confinement. He was wearing jeans and a hoodie. He looks like himself the way we recognize him, between 30 and 40. That's about how old he looked. With his knees up under his chin and his hands around his knees, with his chin placed in his knees looking downwards. I got a glimpse in through that window and I was like, where am I seeing this? Where is he that he's in this cement room with just 4 cement walls and nothing around him, basically imprisoned? Then I looked over to the side and I went down a bunch of different hallways that were like honeycombs, like honeycomb cereal, like honeycombs connected one to the other, to the other, to the other. And as I walked through each of the honeycombs, which in and of itself was an entirely different room with an entirely different vision and feel to it, I began to feel very, very disconnected, almost short-circuited. And I realized his brain, his mind has been honeycombed. In other words, they have segregated and separated, compartmentalized this man's brain or brain energy so that one form of thought does not recognize the next form of thought in a cohesive pattern. Usually when we think, even if we have 17 different personalities like some Geminis, not.
You understand? I totally understand what she's saying here, and it totally makes sense. I still hate her.
Why?
Because whether or not she's making sense, whether or not this could possibly fit, has nothing to do with anything. It's like she might be right, she might be wrong. We'll never know. There's no grounding for me here. There's like, we could speculate.
Okay, so when you hear about MK Ultras, like all those that stuff like that we know that we've heard or I've read are intertwined in the industry, in the entertainment industry, specifically to push a direction or an agenda. You don't. That doesn't matter to you at all. Like that's nothing. You think the CIA is just.
I don't
around. I mean, because that's what this is, basically fracturing somebody's brain to, for a purpose is the same thing. So
all right. If we want to talk about MK Ultra in particular, I believe that what we know about MK Ultra is probably 30 years old. And they're far more advanced in what they're doing than we have any idea about. In which case, why am I speculating on 30-year-old methods?
Well, what she's talking about isn't 30-year-old methods.
I know fracturing of the psyche and all that. I got it.
She actually said she likened it, but she said it's not that. It's completely different. Like she goes on to explain it more in detail.
I could play some more of it, but if I'm not mistaken, this is her dreaming this, right?
It's not her dreams. She's not asleep. She's
meditation.
She usually reads people the energy after the person has passed, but she's reading living energy because it's such a tormented person, and so she's able to do that. So she meditated. She went into a meditative state, and this is what she's relaying.
This is what she got. Now I don't know where she got it from. I don't know if she got it from the good spirits or the evil spirits. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? I don't know.
That's what faith is. Like that's what you're saying. Like you just.
I don't have faith in people like I have faith in people when they demonstrate repeated patterns. I have more faith that a person is going to be that kind of person than I have faith that that person is going to do anything for me.
Right, but I just said, like I said to you earlier, that she's never, like every time she's ever read somebody, I've always taken something away from it that was useful and really informative, even if it's just a thought process. Like, wow, I never thought of it that way, and so I enjoy.
I can see how she's thinking about it, and it's an interesting way to think about it. I'm not trying to hate on you or nothing, but as far as I'm concerned, like it's hard. It's just hard for me because it's just hard for me for me, everybody's got an opinion, and everybody can speculate, and everybody can this, that, and the other, but we just don't know. So I only talk about what she's talking about what she feels, say whatever, and it's great. But what I know is that he did his fashion show in a post-apocalyptic thingy where walking through the mud and stuff like that. You saw that, right? So I know, I've heard of predictive programming, and I'm not sure that he's not. I mean, he's got a voice, so maybe he's doing predictive programming. You don't know what I'm talking about? The fashion show?
Oh, you mean the one that all those ripped clothes and all that shit?
No, the post-apocalyptic fashion show.
The newest one, or from before?
This one.
And yeah, what she's basically saying is that he probably is doing that, but just not. It's not purposeful. Like, he can't. I just think he does break through, and when he says stuff, like certain stuff is game changing. It really is. Like when he said George Bush doesn't like black people, we all knew that. But when he said it,
you saw this?
Mm-mm.
That was their fashion show when they're walking through the mud. This outfit, I think, is called War.
And this was, but I'm asking, is this recent?
Yeah, this is the newest one. This is where the t-shirt thing got down. Look at that runway. That's crazy, right?
That's bananas. I think all of that, the fashion, the high fashion stuff is crazy.
So are they
Is he trying to tell us something? Yeah, I'm sure. I don't think that Kanye's ever saying nothing.
That's some Hunger Games type fucking crazy shit, right? Yeah, so you saw that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He does.
I mean, but did you see some of the other stuff too? Like they have like.
So if you understand some of this esoteric information the way that I do, then you understand that dark and light are two sides of the same coin, right? Mm-hmm. So far. So for them, for the powers that be to be able to flip the script and maintain control, then they've got to bring us to the light. Right? Yeah. So I don't know that Kanye isn't on that same team, but working for the light side.
Okay. I mean, that's thinking, like for me, what I get from Kanye is exactly what he says when he says it. It's not like, and sometimes I feel like he has a lot of truth coming out where you don't get that very often. So I enjoy his character in the show.
Same with Michael Jackson,
Exactly.
He's got some lyrics that are pretty deep for what you would think Mike would come out with. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mike, and then we got Prince, and we got a lot of people that are dead.
Well,
so that's what I meant when I was like, like we don't take care of our artists that really do come out and say stuff, and then they're gone. So
what are you supposed to do?
I don't know. I haven't figured that part out yet, but I know it's not what they're doing to Kanye right now. Like that's just so stupid. We do
take care of our artists. I think they got money, that they got their bunkers, and they straight for
them. I'm not talking about money. Hello,
I don't know what you want us to do to take care of them.
I just said I hadn't figured it out yet, but I miss Prince and Mike and XX and like a lot of Tupac. I miss a lot of these people.
Yeah,
it's 555.
Huh?
It's 555.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so we didn't really even get into the Tucker Carlson interview yet. I was still kind of talking about Ye and his state of mind and all that kind of stuff. But it's like I said, it's hard for me to really speculate on the state of mind and stuff like that. But real quick, before we get into the Tucker Carlson interview, I do enjoy proving my point. You know that, right? So
But
I showed
whether
you.
you do that or not is to be determined, but go ahead.
Yeah, nice try. I'll be dropping receipts, darling. Stop playing with me. I just showed you how to BLM funding was straight to Democrats. That's
Oh, God.
evident.
Yeah. I mean,
Did I
I'm
not?
with you there.
Okay, so don't be acting like I don't drop receipts. This is actually kind of funny to me, though. This is
She's a mess.
Instagram versus reality. I don't know if you saw this when she was making. Well, we'll just watch.
This morning, I woke up to Candace Owens being outside of my house with a news crew. She was demanding that I come outside.
Hello. I was just looking to speak to whoever is at this property because it's listed as the Black Lives Matter property. Sir? Hello?
The fact that she's came outside my house and demanded things, harassed me, is unacceptable.
We're not trying to harass you. We'll gladly leave. We're just wondering if we can speak to anybody.
Y'all, I really need my family to be safe. I need to be safe. I need my child to be safe.
Ruin the word safe
And
now.
what happened this morning is not safety.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
So, they liars.
They're liars, straight up. There's liars.
Stop. You don't think I just proved that they liars?
Oh yeah, no, you did. I thought you were trying to say something against something I said in which you would not win because mine is disproven. And so therefore we don't know and we may never.
No, I'm not saying that. No.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean,
part of the reason that we did Sloan Bella and Justin Hunt in the same together, because they're doing the same thing. Right. Mm-hmm. They're both sort of totally speculating off of, none of it is, although all of the ideas and criticisms and all of it's valid.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not real unless, for me.
What is real?
Unless I get it from the horse's mouth.
I don't think somebody with a honeycomb brain can articulate that, but I think he tries. I do. I think he tries.
But that he has a honeycomb brain is Sloan Bella's opinion and maybe your opinion, but that's not necessarily the fact. Right. But he's not, but you're never going to get it from his mouth because if he does have that, he's not going to be able to articulate it. So it's kind of like, you got to just go with, what resonates. Because I'm never going to get it from his mouth is one of the reasons that I don't fuck with it. Because I can never really know. I don't really like to fuck with the speculation part of it as much as I like to fuck with the stuff that I can really sink my teeth into, that I can kind of get somewhere. But not everybody's that way. Sometimes it's just something that clicks and it's like, oh wow, that makes sense. We were talking about it earlier. Like sometimes you don't get everything in solid form. It's just a lot of connecting pieces that make it make sense. That's true. As far as that goes, the connecting pieces that I present will usually not be someone speculating about someone else. Well, then good. We'll have a nice balance. Yeah. They will usually be just the information. This is what's happening. That's fine. And we'll have a nice balance of the unknown and the known. Okay. Well, I mean, because yeah. I don't know that one of them is unknown and one of them is known. Well, I mean, yeah, because you can make up receipts. I did it all the time with production backup, but Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, we're not making up receipts. We drop it. No, we're not. But I'm saying what you find out there is also verifiable usually. That otherwise it wouldn't be. Not if it's labeled as misinformation, somebody else might say it's verifiable in that term. But there's no such thing as misinformation. I mean, I'm with you. Right. I know, but I don't know what I don't understand exactly what you're trying to say here, but I'm saying that Sloan Bella, like I'm going to present stuff like that because I believe that there's a side that we don't see. And sometimes there are people who have been gifted with the ability to do just that, whether
it's not about belief, it's about what resonates. And if it helps you connect some dots along the way, then
present it, because you have me here to say, okay, that was wonderful. It's not factual.
Yeah, I didn't say that's fine. It doesn't matter.
So present it,
like
right?
I said, it might resonate with somebody, and she.
I mean, just like with Justin was, I put him in the same category as Sloan Bella, right? They're making pieces and they're speculating about this person, and it's great. You know, it's good, and
spiritual vision is not speculation.
Okay, so you give her a little bit more credibility than you do Justin. Now, I would think that Justin, being a hip hop historian, so to speak, of
right,
sorts,
but he it's a school learned thing. Right. It's like a thing that he.
I would give his interpretation a little bit more credibility than the other one, but it doesn't really matter. You're right as far as presenting the both of them. Because you could look at mine and say, you know what, that's not a real receipt. And I could look at yours and say, yeah, that's not factual. You know, it doesn't really matter, I suppose.
I don't think that they're not real receipts.
Personally,
I think that you have real receipts. I think that you have real receipts. I just think that everything in this reality is subject to change at any time, and everyone is fucking crazy. And so we have to go with what resonates in the moment.
Yeah, that's why I don't do that. I don't go with what resonates in the moment. I never do that.
Well, for me, it's always connected to everything, and I have yet to be wrong on it. And that's the whole, that's my family. Like, I have to tell them, I'm like, when was I wrong though? So you should listen to me this time. Let's not go around in circles, because it's I
hear you. I got 2 years worth of news broadcasts, and I have not once wanted to go back and take anything off of the news or had anything where I was like, oh, I was really wrong about that or anything like that. At the same time, like I said, I don't, it's not an immediate resonance thing. There's preponderance of information at the point. There's a preponderance of information at this point that would allow, I think, certain things to resonate a little more quickly than others. But other than that, I gotta see it. A lot of pieces that I do, I watch them 2 or 3 times before I put them out, because I want to make sure that.
Right.
Yeah, I just don't. Yeah,
I mean,
we're different.
We never saw like Jeffrey Epstein's log, right? I mean, I'm sorry, we never got the confirmation of the people, right? But we know.
Well, we've seen the flight logs.
Yeah, the logs. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that, but I'm saying no one's ever been punished. No one's ever been brought to the, courtroom to tell what they did or any of that stuff. And I don't know if it will ever happen, but we can piece together enough information based on what we have collected and gathered to know that creates a whole thing that is a real thing. That with Sloan, I'll just use that as an example, like the pieces that she has on Madeleine McCann and what she has on Chris Cornell and what she has on Chester Bennington and what she has on Jeffrey Epstein, connect all of those and expand it in ways that were just like jarring for me. Like they're very, very, very intense. So stuff like that,
Yeah, I'm the guy that looking for the picture of the whatever. I see you with this person. Ooh, there you go. Bam! I see the dick. You're saying you're a girl.
I mean, a lot of times you can do that though after she talks. So you can go back and look and Yeah. I said that's a lot of things. Like when she's after you listen to it, then you can go and find the receipts because she's put something together. It's not my Bible or anything. It's not my religion. I just enjoy listening to her because she has a different take, a deeper take, I'll say.
Yeah. I listen. Yeah. Like I said, I listen to some people speculate, and it's not that I don't. It's not that I don't. And sometimes even the people that I enjoy, I listen to Tim Pool, and sometimes I turn him off. I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? You're just talking and talk. You're not giving me any information at this point. You're just talking about this or that and the other. So yeah, when they do that, it's never my thing personally. This is never my thing. I thought you was ready, sugar free.
I am. You just took so long. I had to, get into some other educational things.
You don't even have your picture up.
I don't know, why does it do that now? It's just a new.
No, you get some.
That just makes no sense.
I thought if you stay ready,
You would think. I think they're trying to sabotage me straight up.
yeah, okay.
This doesn't make any sense at all. No changes were made. And now, okay, start video. Can you see me? Hello.
All right, so you ready to talk about Kanye?
Yeah, I'm thirsty, but it's cool.
I'm gonna get a drink too. I'm gonna get something to drink too.
Okay, I'm gonna go pour this away. No, I'm gonna save it to see if I do a thing. I'm gonna do an experiment.
That's on you now, but I'll be right back.
Okay. In the show, though, the show that we're in right now, not this show, but the show, the big show, he's one of my favorite characters. Him and also Tucker. Tucker's one of my favorite characters too.
And we don't have to go into the whole thing. We can go into different aspects of it and get like little pieces. They don't have to get everything. You know what I mean? They can start like just like in the news this week, and I was talking about all the pedophiles. I was talking about between Weinstein, Jimmy Savile, and what's his name from Nickelodeon. I was like, these are three of the biggest motherfuckers in Hollywood. So Dan Schneider, right? Like these are three of the biggest motherfuckers in Hollywood. So what do you think is really going on, right?